very cute morning. It rained yesterday. There is some rain. It looks wet everywhere. Or maybe the streets got cleaned, but I think it's the rain. It rained last night. Today we're talking about growth, goals, not settling. A lot of people will just settle in their life for whatever mediocrity is there to settle for. Most of us are afraid of our goals. The fact that we might not achieve what we are set to do can cause doubt. Such a very different morning. Oh, it's been raining. Not as much rain as we get here in Southern California, in this desert. It's 7:24 in the morning. So yesterday we were talking about goals, about environments, and how it's good for your mental health to regulate yourself by choosing people who are good to your nervous system. Today I wanted us to talk about something else. I wanted us to talk about goals and why some people say if you don't focus, if you don't have something you're focusing on, when you don't have something you're focusing on, you might lose direction of where you're going. It's just naturally we need to know, oh, I'm going from this point to that point, and then, then kind of continue on with your life. But when you don't know where you're going, it's very easy to lose sight and direction about what your goals are, what your plans are in life. Hi, Fire. Nice to see you here. So I don't want you to lose sight of what you want to achieve in your life. Maybe you want to have a family. Maybe you want to go to school. Maybe you want whatever it is, right? Or maybe you just want money. Some people, they just want money, and then they go to school, and then they waste all this time in school, and then they get a job, and then they start their own business. All along they could have started their own business because their point was to get money. But they've lost sight of the goal and where they're headed, so they waste all this time and all these years going to school, looking for a job, when all you want is money, and you can start a small business and let it grow and get money. We lose sight. That's why having a goal is so important, because when you have a goal, I'm talking straight truth here, straight to the truth. When you have a goal, it keeps you grounded. You know where you're headed because that's the goal. Maybe all you want in life is a family. That's all you need to make you happy. You can go look for somebody who wants the same things, and then you achieve your goal. It's so easy to lose sight of what really is important and meaningful to you when the world tells you to do other things. When the world tells you, oh, you need to go to school, oh, you need to go get a job, oh, you need to buy a house. Maybe you don't want to buy a house because you're like, it's too stressful for me. maybe just renting is what makes you happy. I'm saying, like, look, search yourself. We all don't want the same things in life. You're definitely not me, I'm not you. You have your own way of looking at life, viewing the world, you know and that's more important to you. So it's a beautiful morning. As you can see, it rained a little bit. Yes, last night there was some rain. So for me, where am I headed in life? For me, I noticed, like, peace, just living a peaceful life is what's most important to me. Like, my life being peaceful, that's like my goal. If I'm at peace with myself, and I'm not in environments that are combative, like, for me, that's the most important thing. So I create that environment. But you have to think about the values that are important to you, whether it's peace, whether it's love, whether you just want to live a joyful life, or if you want money, that's fine. Just think about your goals that are important to you, that when all is said and done, you're like, I got this, I have enough. I don't care what else other people say, what other people think. If I just have this one thing, for me, that's my end point, that's my goal. And then you work towards it. I also want to help other people understand their mental health, which is my goal. Like, my one thing that I said, if I can be through so much in life and then get my mental health together, for me, I was like, this gift is something that I want to share with the world. So that's my one thing. It will remain consistent until the day I leave this planet. It's my goal. It's the path that I've decided I want to walk that path. And I want to align everything in my path towards that goal, whether it's the places I decide to go, are they aligning with that goal? Whether it's like the people I want to meet, are they aligning with that goal? If I wake up in the morning, the way I live my life that day, is it aligning with that goal? It's my one thing. And when you have a goal, you can focus on, you can build it over time, because goals don't happen every day. Okay, now we are here. We were over there at that end. That's where we were. We came all the way here. That's where I am right now. And we have this, we have that going on. So we are headed over there. Yeah. So somebody told me the only time failure happens is when you lose sight of your goal. And if you think about it, there's no way you can fail if your eyes are on the goal. Let's say, for example, you decided, I want to save maybe 10,000 this year. You want to save 10,000, and you start your goal of saving 10,000. You have that 10,000 in your mind. So if somebody tells you, oh, let's go for a vacation and let's stay for 2 months on this vacation, yes, it's the building block for all success. It is, definitely. So if somebody told you, oh, let's go on a vacation and we'll spend like 5,000, and you're like, my goal this year was to save 10,000. If you keep your eyes on that goal, you're going to say no, and you might achieve that goal. But the moment the vacation becomes more important than the goal, then you lost sight on the goal. Just the way things are, right? The moment that vacation temptation becomes more important than saving 10,000, then you lose sight of that goal. That's why it's good to have a goal and kind of decide, by the end of this year, I want to make this much money, I want to save this much money. And if you want to become rich, obviously, it's not about how much money you make, but how much money you keep. How much money is in your investments, how much money is in your savings. That's all you have to your name. So anyway, but it's not about making money. What I'm saying is your goal. What's your goal? For me, my goal is to help people with mental health, to find clarity. That's my mission. To help people move with more confidence, knowing that they are in control of their mental health, that they feel clear about where they're headed in life, where they're going in life. So what's your goal? What do you want to see changed? Because everybody who has a company, who started a business, who started an NGO, who started something big, every one of them, they had a goal. It all started with the goal that they had. Nobody's going to start a company without a mission, without a goal, without a value system. If you ask anyone, why did you start this company? They're going to tell you, I was suffering from this, I had been through this had happened, I saw this experience, and then I decided something needed to change. So they must have seen a problem, and they were like, it's my goal, it's my mission to change this situation. That's how we invent things like the wheelchair. Somebody looks at somebody who's not able to walk and is like, no, they need to move. They need to be moving. We're going to invent this. Somebody who invented the boat or the ship, he must have been like, what the hell? Why are we not able to cross the sea and see what's on the other side? And he was like, I'm gonna do this. That's how we invent things, because we see problems and then we decide that we can create solutions. Not everyone is a genius. This is something you can naturally do in your life. Looking for a solution to something. You do this every day when you wake up. You decide, oh, I'm feeling hungry. You go look for something to eat. We do this so naturally, so easily. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We do this so easily, so naturally. So let's see how far we've come. Oh, look. That's how far I've walked so far. That's where I'm going. I also have other goals like fitness. That's why I walk this morning. I walk almost every morning because I have goals about keeping healthy and keeping fit. And I have decided to put on things in my life that are going to help me stay that healthy. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Like, these are things that, I've taken out because they don't align with my goals. But if your health is not your goal, if it's not there in your goal, you wouldn't care whether you drink or not. You wouldn't care whether you smoke or not, or that you go for a walk or not. It wouldn't matter. It's inconsequential if that's not your goal. So that's what I mean. Like, we must have goals. We at least have to have goals that drive mental health. And when I say goals that drive mental health, I say, like, have goals that are going to help you with your mental health. For example, have goals that help you maximize relationships, positive relationships. I mean, yesterday we talked about the environment and how it's important to have a positive environment in your mind. So obviously, we're talking about positive relationships. The reason why I say prioritize positive relationships is because when you look at all the factors that affect your mental health and your health in general, something like loneliness is the biggest factor that leads to poor mental health. That inability to be able to connect with someone. You know, we were built for connection. We evolved in tribes, so we were built for that connection. So something like loneliness is one of the worst things that can happen to you as a human being. So if you want to improve your mental health, the first thing that you need to do is to improve connection. Let me show you this. There are people out here, they're kayaking. It's so pretty. Look at them. There's someone leading them here. So cute. So yeah, you know, you see like those friends, they are doing something together that's improving their mental health early in the morning. Have friends who help you go with your goals, like help you achieve your goals. That's one thing. Another goal that you can have, it's not just connection, but let's talk about it, is like having a career, something you do with passion, something that you can even encourage other people to come and join you. Like, you know, whether it's a calling, a career, just something like that. I have seen that people who are driven, that they have something they live for, they live more happier lives. They live more happier lives. Bye, Fire. Your health is a big chunk of your goals. Make sure you subscribe before you leave so that you can see us when we are live again, and you can join our community here at Post Traumatic Bliss, finding joy after the storm. So yeah, you can find joy in caring for your health. One of my biggest goals is fitness. So I would encourage you, make fitness and health your goal. That way you help yourself with good mental health. That will help you a lot. So we are health, relationship, and a calling. And this calling can make you money or just a living, but you know, you don't have to be a billionaire to be happy, because we are in this society where our mental health is so broken. We are in such survival mode that we forget that for a human being, the things that make us happy make us healthy. And your health matters. So I went all the way from there. I took this, so I'm headed there. It's kind of like a circle. So having a goal, having those goals, especially goals related to your health. Like if you want to stay healthy, for me, I realized this one thing. When I was having a lot of back problems, I was having back pains, you know, like the neck, especially like the neck and the back. As we age, they age. And I think that's when we start losing our youthfulness, because the back, if there's one defining characteristic of an old person, is that old people are not able to stand erect. You know, they kind of like bend like this. And I have one of my girlfriends. She's older, you know, she's a Gen Xer, and she started like bending a little bit, like hunching like that. And I would tell her, "Hey, you're hunching," because she's like this. And you can see how the back really starts to misbehave when you get older. But when you have a goal to stay healthy, you take advantage of your youth and your time. So if you start helping yourself exercise and have a strong back and have a strong like core, if you do this for the next 10 years, you're going to have 10 years ahead of people who don't help themselves or who don't do anything to help their body. If you stop drinking alcohol right now and you wait for another 10 years, your brain is going to function way much better than people who've been drinking alcohol for the last 10 years. You know what I mean? So, like, taking advantage of time and so that you can meet your goals, you know, it's really good. It's really, really important to just start now. And it could be small things. Small things amount to big things over time. The small little things, they just become bigger and bigger and bigger. So, guys, like my channel, one of the things that I love about this channel is that, you know, it helps me be consistent also with my goals. It helps me meet people that I'd probably never ever meet. And that's why I love you guys to join my channel, just because, you know, I love to also have a sense of community with people who are like-minded, with people who have the same goals, with people who care about their mental health, their money, their success. We all need to be together, because you never know, you might have a great idea, a great business idea, and you can share it, you know, and we can support you. All these things are important in life. That's why we are here, to build communities, to connect with one another. And I don't want to die lonely without a community of people. Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. I haven't noticed this before, but they have like all these flowers on top of the roof. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. So I'm going down the hill. It's raining actually. It's drizzling just a little bit, but it's raining. It's actually been raining. It's so beautiful over there. You're going to become so excited once you start seeing some of your goals come true. You know, like maybe your fitness goals start coming true and you feel much lighter, healthier, better. You know, that's why it's good. Like, I don't see anything else that keeps me excited than having goals. Goals are what we like, that keep us going. Like, I have this goal, I want to do this, I want to do that. I don't know about you, but for me, that's what keeps me going. You know, just having something in mind that I'm working for, I'm looking forward to, I'm working forward to. Before, I really wasted time not knowing my goals or what was important to me. But as I get older, I realize, there are things that I should probably have prioritized, but I never did. Not that I regret too much, but when now I see other people and I'm like, oh wow, that was much a better decision, you know? Like, I see girls that we graduated high school with, they have kids that are now kind of, you know, going college, and I'm like, oh, I didn't prioritize having kids at all. And people my age have kids that are in college, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, some of them started having kids when they were little, but you know, that's kind of like a part of my life that I never really prioritized. I prioritized stuff that I was told to do, you know, like go to school, get a job, stuff like that. And I wish somebody had told me, no, have a goal, have something that you want to do in the world, and start writing people, start building communities, start getting people to help on those ideas. Eventually, that's what people do. I didn't get the formula, so that's why I like to give you guys the formula, so you don't do the same mistakes I did. You don't do the same mistakes that I did. Somebody said, your dreams are valid. Your dreams are valid. And if there's one thing that I'd love for you to think about your dreams, is that they are valid. That was Lupita Nyong'o who said, your dreams are valid. That's it. She said, your dreams are valid. And that's a profound statement, because most of the times we doubt ourselves, we doubt our goals. But she said, your dreams are valid. Your goal, whatever it is, it's valid. Don't question it, don't doubt it. The only thing you need to know, it's your goal and it's valid. Go after it. That's it. That's it. Lupita Nyong'o said something very profound. And whenever I think about my goals, I always remember my dreams are valid. Yes. Huh? That's the voice of God in your life, telling you to not doubt yourself. I'm going back now. As you can see, it's morning now. You'll find a lot of people more. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so we are here. It's you can see the clouds. It's raining a little bit. It's drizzling. It's not too much rain, but it's just drizzling, like a little bit. So anyway, what was I saying? Have more than one goal. Just about your health, your money, your relationships. At least have those 3 goals. Health, money, relationship. And when I talk money, I talk about also having, a drive, a mission, some value, something value related, not just a hobby. I think sometimes hobbies are not selfish, they're self-loving, but how do you want to make the world a better place? Those kinds of things. So guys, thanks again for tuning in to Post-Traumatic Bliss. I loved taking my walk with you and having these morning talks. If you haven't subscribed, like, and let's keep this channel alive. Love you. Take care. God bless you.